is called corporate autoimmune disease. Now, for people who don't know, autoimmune disease medically is a very interesting disease and, of course, a dangerous one. Now, why it's dangerous? Autoimmune disease is a situation where your own immune system attacks your own body thinking it's a foreign agent, thinking it's a threat, and it attacks your own physical body. So diseases, dangerous names like arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, psoriasis, and many more are under the category of autoimmune diseases. Medically, there is no cure for autoimmune disease, and one can only do a symptomatic treatment for an autoimmune disease. Now, what's interesting is, why would your own immune system turn its back against you? Just metaphorically imagine that you are the king and you have a big fort and you have a lot of soldiers who are protecting the fort from any kind of outside enemies. Their job is, if any outside enemy comes in, they're supposed to attack. And one fine day, all of these soldiers feel that the fort and the members inside only are the enemies, and they start breaking the walls of the fort, they start breaking the doors, they start killing people in the fort itself, thinking they're all enemies. Ridiculous. However, that's exactly what an autoimmune disease does. While medically, there is no cure, of course, and the reason is still unknown. There are different theories. Some theories, of course, say that because of certain medicines and drugs, this particular disease can be triggered. There is also a theory which says it can be genetic and certain genes are more prone to the autoimmune disease. However, there is nothing absolutely concrete. But in the entire world of metaphysics, in the world of therapists, and from a spiritual dimension, everything is looked from a different perspective also. Now, this does not mean that it is a substitute to the medical science. Not at all. There is always immense respect for the medical science and what they really do. Spirituality and metaphysics has a very different dimension to the entire story. So spirituality looks at every issue from a perspective of inner world and outer world. What do I mean by that? So spirituality says, your inner world is what creates your outer world, and what's happening in your outer world can have a direct impact on your inner world. So metaphysics also looks at all these health issues and diseases from that perspective. So if somebody says, I have a lot of constipation issues. आजकल तो मैं खाना भी ठीक से खाता हूं, everything is taken care of, but somewhere or the other constipation issue है. So metaphysics says constipation means you are unable to let go. So the question that we would ask is, what are the things that you're really holding on in your life? Because a lot of times when you hold on to a lot of shit in life, you can have frequent constipation issues. Similarly, some people say, I frequently have indigestion problems. So from a therapist angle, the question is, लाइफ में ऐसी क्या क्या बातें हैं जो आजकल आपको हजम नहीं हो रही है? बिकॉज आउटर वर्ल्ड में बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो आपको हजम नहीं हो रही है, एंड हेंस द इनर वर्ल्ड इज रिफ्लेक्टिंग विथ हजम करने वाला प्रॉब्लम, विच इज इंडाइजेशन. So while one needs to take treatment for these health issues, looking at it from a spiritual or a metaphysical dimension will be absolutely important, and it can give you a different perspective. So autoimmune disease is no exception over here, where your own WBCs attacks your own body thinking it's a foreign agent. That means the WBCs, which are the warriors, are totally confused. उनको लग रहा है कि भाई ये दुश्मन है कि ये खुद का है, and they start attacking. So now to explain this with an example, I'm going to talk about my own story and I've got to regress a little bit. So I'm talking about the year 2005 when I just started learning hypnotherapy and other spiritual modalities. I was working for an insurance organization. I'm not going to bring out the name, right? And it was a beautiful organization. I was working as an employee and into hardcore sales. I was heading direct marketing for Mumbai. So this was the employment days. And everything was going fine. And after spending about 1.5 years into the sales, the training head of that organization found a flair for training in me. And he said, Harish, you must explore training because you might be good at it, because I can see some indications that you probably can speak well. And it came in as a surprise because that was a time I never even thought that training could be a profession or a passion. But it was worth giving it a try. So what did I do? I went and expressed this desire to my boss. His response was a little confusing. I was not sure whether he was okay, whether he was not okay, whether he was close to it, whether he was willing to explore. He only said, okay, give me some time and I will speak to the other people. A couple of months went by, no news at all. And when I asked my boss, the only answer that I got was, these things take time. I said, okay. And I had no reason where I should not trust what he's saying. After a few months, one of my colleagues who was working for a different department called me saying, Harish, you didn't even tell me that you're planning to leave. Now this came in as a surprise, rather as a shock to me. And I said, I'm not leaving. He said, but Harish, your position is just one in Mumbai and that position shows vacant right now. It's open for people to come for an interview and it's there on Naukri.com. So I quickly went there, checked on Naukri.com, and there it was, applications open for the direct marketing head, Mumbai region. There was a deluge of negative and confusing thoughts and I didn't know how to react and why was this happening. But yes, I went and confronted my boss and what I received was definitely not convincing. I was told that you wanted to move and that creates a bad image and it puts a wrong image on me. None of it was really confusing. So in short, I was framed. And there were many allegations like this person is not punctual and he's been absconding at work. So before anything worse could happen, I threw in my papers, I resigned. If I look back, it was nothing but a corporate autoimmune disease. What I'm trying to say, friends, is when people play politics with their own family members, not realizing that that person is a part of your own family, but they tend to play games, it's nothing but a validation of an autoimmune disease. Whether it's played intentionally or whether it's an example of absolute ignorance. And this happens. A lot of you would have experienced this when you're working with somebody or the other. A lot of them whom I have coached later on in life, they've been a victim of office politics. So people who play politics with other department, with their juniors, with people in the same department, what they completely miss out is the person whom you're attacking is a part of your own family. And that cannot be anything lesser than complete ignorance. If there is a problem, you've got to sit and have a conversation. You've got to sort it out. But playing games with people who are actually a part of your same family, your same organization, is nothing but a person diseased with autoimmune. Because you are attacking your own family, not realizing that person belongs to your circle. And this is happening. And it's not just this. It's not just about people who play politics. It is also about people who crib about their organization, especially the organization that they are working in at this point of time. There would be problems, there would be challenges, there would be things that you don't like. I'm not saying ignore a problem. You've definitely got to voice it out. You've definitely got to express it. But you've got to express it with people who can either give you a solution or who are a part of the problem. A lot of times, we tend to crib about our own organization with people outside who anyways can't help you or can contribute. So what one needs to understand is, no matter what's happening in the organization at this point of time in your life, the money that you get, the food that you buy, the gifts that you get for your children, the medicines that you buy for your parents is from your current organization. So talking ill or bad about your organization when you are a part of that organization is attacking your own structure without knowing that it's a part of your family and you're not an outside enemy to kill it. So it's not about blaming these people. It's not about attacking these people. It's about realizing that when people do this, they do it out of total ignorance. And the opposite of ignorance is total awareness. Don't you see this happening in families? In different relationships, it happens. People play games with their own family members. What they don't understand out of ignorance is you are attacking somebody who's a part of your own family. And that's the outer autoimmune disease. Of course, there are various ways of tackling people who play such games, and I will bring that again. I'll bring that in a different video, maybe on our group, Little Doses of Enlightenment. So people who are not a part of that group, join the group and ask as many questions as you want. But of course, people who play this game, a lot of times they don't know that they are diseased with the outer or the corporate autoimmune disease. Hence, if you feel a resonance in this video, share it, spread it, so that let it go to as many people so that in case if they are ignorantly playing this autoimmune game, let them realize, and with awareness, at least we can hope they change. And in the meanwhile, this is not sarcasm. And in the meanwhile, for people who either play that game overtly, knowingly, or play it ignorantly, I only have 3 words for them. And that is, get well soon. Signing off from this session. You were with Harrish Sai Raman. If you felt some kind of resonance, put in your comments and share it so that more and more people understand that we don't have to be a victim of the outer autoimmune disease. Thank you very much. And for people who are not aware, this Sunday, 14th of June, 11 a.m., I am doing a session which is called as Unleash the Power of Your Mind. You will find the link in the group Little Doses of Enlightenment. So stay connected. And for now, goodbye. Lots of love, lots of hugs to all of you. Bye-bye, friends.